Here's a brief but annoying message to let you know that you could have first heard this episode 9 months ago if you were a subscriber to our Iron Filing Society Patreon offering.
For the price of a pint and a St Clement's each month, you can get up to 4 episodes a week, 9 months before the rest of the world gets them. Early access to regular episodes, lots of other marvellous benefits, and there's absolutely no adverts or brief but annoying messages like this that will get right on your ticks.
Find out more and subscribe now at tftimemachine.com/ironfilings.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, this is it!
This is Top Flight Time Machine. I am Andy Hotbody Dawson. Pow, pow, pow.
And I'm Sam Nifty Delaney. So what?
Welcome along. It's the third part of the History Box delve into the complicated and harrowing world of rabies. We've had a lot of correspondence from people over the past couple of weeks. So I'm a little bit out of breath because I've just run up the stairs because I had to answer the door before we started recording this. Just give us a minute. Yeah.
Is your right side numb or tingly?
Mine now?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, good. Okay. It's important to check if someone could be having a heart attack or stroke. And look for the signs. And suddenly you were breathless, you seemed disorientated, and I thought it was my obligation to check you all right. Safeguarding.
I thought it was the left side for a heart attack.
Left, right. Depends what side your heart's on. What side is your heart on?
Depends on your politics.
It's important to know what side your heart's on because it's different with everyone. But if you when you're admitted to hospital with a heart problem, if you're still barely conscious, they lean over and they go, "What side is your heart on?" I wear a dog tag round my neck, and it says that my heart is on the left. Yeah, it's on the left.
Mine's
only
on the
just
left
left of centre. Left of centre.
Mine's on the left. As in the diagrams, whenever you see a heart on a diagram, it's always on the left-hand side, like a football badge.
Yeah,
the club badge is always on the left-hand side.
Breast.
That's how you remember the heart's there.
On your left tit.
And of course, the kit manufacturer is on the right tit.
Yes. I don't know. I'm not sure what in terms of organs. Maybe Dr. Laureline, our pod doctor, can let us know what organ is it that's under the right tit.
Surely we could Google
it. Is it A, the liver, B, the spleen, or C, the lower intestine?
I think it might be the spleen. I'm not completely sure, but I think it might be the spleen. This is increasingly becoming a Dr. Laureline podcast, isn't it?
Well, it's nice that it's mostly about medical matters.
And she get to use a catchphrase again. I can't believe I'm having to be serious.
One thing you don't want to hear from your doctor, really.
No, it's not, is it? Where are we at with the rabies thing? I said there'd been some correspondence, but we've kind of been reading it out on the main.
Yeah, we have.
Episode,
because there's just been one of the biggest responses to any topic we've ever covered. Think of all the topics we've covered over the years, from Elvis to mud
to football.
Yeah, we did that for a while. Nothing has quite had the same response as our rabies saga, and we've only fucking gone. Can you see me wrapping a blanket around myself?
Yeah,
is that why you're chuckling?
Tell the listeners that you're currently draping yourself in a tartan rug.
I'm very cold. I'm waiting. The Vita Modular does warm up nice, but it takes a while. Yeah. Now, what I would usually do if I had a day's podding ahead of me is on a freezing day like today, and it is fucking freezing. Yeah. I come across early, still early in my dressing gown, and I'm early tea. Switch the heater on in advance, so by the time I come to start podding, the Vita Modular's already warmed up. A treat.
Nice and toasty. Yeah.
But that's great logistics. But I've had a busy morning, forgot to do it, and so now I'm waiting for it to warm live. So I've wrapped myself in a lovely tartan blanket.
This feels like the kind of morning when we should be podding from our Mallorcan podding rigs.
Oh, it does.
Still don't exist. But,
yeah, what about when I found out last week that if you go and live in Portugal, you don't have to pay any income tax?
Yeah. I mean, you told me that. It seems implausible. I might have to do
true,
some
mate.
research.
Check it out. Because I might have mentioned this to you. There was 3 or 4 separate people who I know who just really casually mentioned, I live in Portugal now. Two of them I was having Zoom conversations with, and I said, oh, yeah, so maybe we'll meet up. And he went, well, yeah, we could when I'm in London. And then just said it as casually as saying you'd moved to a different postcode. Just went, oh, no, I live in Portugal now. Yeah, I live just outside Lisbon. And I was like, in the end, when the fourth guy said this to me, I said, you as well? And he went, what do you mean? I said, fucking every cunt's moved to Portugal. What's the fucking tickle? And he went, what do you mean? I said, what's the fucking agenda here? Is it a tax thing? And he went, oh, yeah, golden visa, mate. If you're getting paid from abroad, right, then there is no income tax.
Superb. I mean, we've talked about the golden visa before, haven't we?
Golden visa.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll do a deep dive into the golden visa at some point.
Yeah, we will.
Somewhere else. I was talking about correspondence that we've had about rabies. And now we've read most of it out on the main pod. But then there's one that's just come in 3 hours ago. 7:33 a.m. this morning. Someone called Dan sent an email. What a great time in the morning to be sending emails.
Good man.
To podcasts.
Efficient. Great logistics. Get up send your rabies-related... I was up with the lark to send a rabies-related email to some podcasters. And then I was out for my morning constitutional.
Always better than the emails that come at, let's say, 3:12 a.m.
I delete them.
Don't even read them.
I don't read them, I delete them.
No,
any email that comes after, 11 at night, I'm suspicious of, cautious about.
I think it was Chris Rock that once said that cash machines should shut down at midnight because anyone that's getting $300 out at 3 in the morning isn't doing it for a positive purpose.
Yeah.
But, the hours of the night. But this is... 7:33 a.m. up with the lark, like I say. Dan, hello lads. The fucking email is entitled Rabies Adjacent.
Lovely.
And he says, I've never been directly affected by rabies, but have been lightly touched by its long shadow. Oh. Dan fancies himself as a writer.
As something of a poet.
He says, my mum was an animal warden tasked with capturing stray dogs. Now, of course, stray dogs used to be everywhere back in the day, didn't they?
Yeah.
You had a stray dog.
Well, my dog
used to get sent out.
It was mine. It had a home to sleep in at night.
Yeah.
But we allowed it to be stray most days at various times in the day. Yeah. So it was halfway between. It wasn't pure stray, to be fair.
Yeah, but was she never picked up by the wardens with the big nets and the vans?
No, never.
That's good.
Never. She just wandered around. She knew the area well. I believe people knew who she was and
maybe the wardens knew who she was.
No one kicked her or anything like that. Funny you should bring her up because only this morning, having my new dog Cookie has brought back a lot of nostalgia of my old dog Bella, right? Who died when I was 18. She died, and but she meant a huge amount to me. And having a new dog, the little things that a dog does day to day that you don't notice when you interact with other people's dogs. Because I love dogs, but until you're living with one again full time, you don't really get into the nitty gritty of dog life, do you? And their strange behaviours. So this new dog, completely different to Bella, breed wise and all the rest of it, but is doing certain things that really bring back what you might call a Proustian rush, right?
Yeah.
And and so I texted my mum and said, I've been really thinking about Bella recently. I'm gutted that I don't have any photos of me with her. Well, she's my mum, God bless her, has been in the photograph basket.
She's gone to the archive.
She's gone to the photograph basket, which, by the way, I once, on a Sunday, decided to have a dig through, because all that's in there is like archives and archives of old photographs, prints that we don't have these days, do we? But you know, like in the old days, you just had a box with all the family photos muddled up in, and it all gets muddled up. So suddenly you're looking at one of your parents in the 60s, and then it cuts to you at a birthday party in the 80s or whatever. I was going through it one afternoon. I think my brothers were there as well. And I said, oh, look, let's have a little cheeky dig through the photos. The osteopath Rob McDonald turns up, says, what's all this? No, you're making a mess. Put those photos away. I'm like, listen, cunt, these are our family photos. They've got nothing to do with you.
Making a mess?
Making a fucking mess.
A mess?
I'll make a mess where I fucking want. You fucking goblin.
You know what? A fucking mess is when something needs to be cleaned up, i.e. a spillage.
Yeah.
Or like some food crumbs or something like that. That's a mess. A bunch of photos that have been got out of a basket is not a fucking mess.
It's not a fucking... I'll show you a fucking mess, you cunt.
Yeah, well, your fucking blood's on the fucking wall,
I'll
pal.
fucking mess up your boat race, Rumpelstiltskin. I'll fucking rearrange it for you. I couldn't believe it. He had the raging hump, and he was really like, no, I don't think you should be going through those photos. It's our fun photos. Anyway, my mum's been through the basket.
It's because it's of a time before him.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it.
Yeah.
He's like trying to do a Stalinist purge of history.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or like the punk rockers did that, didn't they? The punk rockers tried to make out it was year zero for pop music, didn't they? Yeah. In 1976, when they got going, they were like, nothing, the Beatles didn't exist. That's what he's trying to do. Stalin, punk rockers, your Rod McDonalds, they're all the fucking same.
There's a strong whiff of coercive control about him, I've got to say that.
Yeah, I know, you said that before and you're absolutely right, but, you know, don't know what to do about it.
I don't know if that's a thing when you're old.
Yeah, big style. Big style. Big style because people become more vulnerable and therefore easier to manipulate. Think of it that way. But anyway, that's another. So we'll do a deep dive into my mum's relationship with fucking Rumpelstiltskin once we finish the Rabies one. It'll be a 6-week special. We'll start right from the beginning. But you know what I was reminded of the other day? My mum was. They were on their way home, and my mum was desperate for a piss. Right? She was like, fuck it, quick! I need a piss. So they open the door. And she runs upstairs and goes for a piss. And then she comes out. And about 20 minutes later, Rod is in the hallway, right? And he's going, oh dear, you've had a little accident. And she goes, what are you fucking on about? She's really like rude to him, right? To be fair, that's the one thing that makes me feel better about the situation, is that she is obscenely rude to him, right? Like literally he'll say anything in his camp little squeaky voice and she'll go, what are you talking about, you daft cunt? And he goes like this, I wish you wouldn't call me that, darling.
It's an incredible dynamic.
I wish you wouldn't use that word, darling. Wow, that don't act like one then. And he goes, you've had a little accident. And she went, what are you talking about? There was water on the floor, right, on the carpet. Right. And she knew it was water because she spilt it, right? And she goes, what do you mean a little accident? He went, well, I think in your hurry to get up the stairs, a little bit of urine may have escaped. That's the way he talks, right? And she went, you fucking cunt. I haven't fucking pissed on the floor. That's water, you fucking idiot. And he went, are you sure? And she went, of course I'm fucking sure. I know if I pissed or not. That's disgusting. Shut up and stop saying it, right? So he went, oh, very well, if you say so. Then she went back upstairs for a bit. When she came downstairs, she caught him. He was on his hands and knees with his nose touching the carpet. And she went, what the fuck are you doing now? And he was like, I'm just sniffing it. And she went, why? He went, to check whether it's urine or not.
Oh,
to
my
prove
God.
the cunting point. And he goes, no, it isn't. He goes, it checks out. It's not urine, it's water.
Oh, did he apologise then?
No. But, like, she'd told him, and either way, who gets down on their hands and knees to see if they can smell their wife's piss on the carpet? Well some people sexually, they've got that, that's their thing.
And he hasn't got far to travel either, so, you know, he might as well while he's down there.
Yeah, the little cunt.
Full time.
Take him fucking half a second to get down on his hands and knees.
Getting back to photographs, though. Photographs are back in. My daughter's away at uni and she's got a pinboard and it's absolutely covered in photographs that they've been taken.
Yeah, my daughter's got that. It must be trendy. There's an app, apparently, you can just it's really cheap. Yeah. You just upload all your pictures and you just send your photographs. My daughter claimed to me, because she's got a load and they're all stuck in a sort of a collage above her bed. And her and her mates all like, I don't know what they're up to in the photos. They're always either pissed or pretending to be pissed. That seems to be the thing. Yeah, pulling faces, exactly, all that stuff. Yeah. And I said, where'd you get them from? She said, oh yeah, it's this thing. I said, how'd you afford that? She said, they give you the first lot free to lure you in. Yeah. She got about 50 photos printed for free, she reckons. Yeah. That's amazing, isn't it? You have to
go down to Boots and like wait 2 days or something. And
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun going through a photo archive. Like, I haven't done it in a while because I moved flat once, and the landlord was getting the house when I was renting a flat years ago. We moved out. The landlord gave us a couple of weeks, even though we'd moved, to get all of our stuff. And we went like a few days late, and the builders had just fucking lobbed loads of stuff in a skip that had been taken away because we were 2 days late coming to collect it. And in it was like about 200 old photos of mine and my missus going back through childhood and everything. So we lost a lot of personal archives then, and other stuff, and a guitar. They threw the fucking guitar. I got in there and there's all these Polish lads. I go, oi, where's my photos of my guitar? It go in skip. Why'd you throw them? Have to go. Not much, need space. I'm like, you absolute fucking cunts. No, it's problem for us. It's problem for you now. I was absolutely fuming, but what are you going to do? I couldn't fight them all. There was about 10 of the cunts, big bastards, on the vodka from fucking 10 a.m.
Yeah, no point getting beaten up over that.
Yeah.
But I'm now determined to go through. I mean, I've got almost 20 years of photographs since my daughter was born on
they're on your laptop, computer, but
I don't have them as photographs. I'm going to get them all sorted.
It's lovely.
And get photo albums and everything and all that.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Jalapeño.
My oldest brother, we used to go on holiday a lot together, and he was a keen photographer. Do you remember Theo, when you were a keen photographer? he was a keen photographer.
That's the internationally recognised phrase for someone who's
if you like taking pictures. If you like taking pictures, you're a keen photographer. And he's got a fucking load somewhere, so I'm thinking of going around his house for a right good dig about in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, my mum has been in her archive, and she sent me a picture. She was looking for pictures of me with my dog because there weren't many, and I got very nostalgic and emotional and wanted one maybe to put on my wall here in the Vita Modular. Oh, it's really sweet. She sent me one this morning. She's found it, and she's worked out how to take a picture of it on her phone and WhatsApp it to me. But it's really funny because it's in the park near my mum's house, and I'm about 18, I reckon. Maybe a bit younger, but the dog, Bella, it's in the snow. And I said to my wife, look, you can look at this picture of me and my dog. Come and have a look at this. And she looked, and it's not the best picture. It's a bit blurry, and I'm in the foreground and Bella's in the background. And because she was mostly white, she's sort of quite hard to make out in the snow. But my wife had a right good zoom in, and she went, oh no. And I said, what? She went, pretty sure Bella's doing a shit in this picture. And she is. But it's the only picture my mum could find.
That's good, though.
That's the other thing. Like,
I don't think that's a bad thing.
80s photos, like now, all photos, because of things like filters and the lenses on your phone and all the rest of it, all photos look quite pro. But if you look through the pictures you took in the 80s, very often I'm on them disposable cameras, right? Yeah. They're all shit. Because you can't see, really. You don't have a big fucking screen like you've got now. Now you see what the photo's going to look like, don't you, on your phone before you press the button. In the 80s, there was just... It was like only one in every 100 photos was half decent.
Yeah, you wait till you got the back, you go through them and go, oh, they're all shit.
They're all shit, yeah. My thumb's over half of them. The others are all out of focus and blurry. Loads of them are just fucking stupid ideas. The classics when you're on holiday is something looks like an amazing view. Like you're up on a fucking hill and it's an amazing view. It's breathtaking. And then you get out your shitty little disposable camera and go, click. Now I remember that view forever. And when you see it on the print that comes back from fucking Boots, you're like, that is a load of shit. That made a good holiday look fucking drab.
Yeah, yeah. There's one of me that I've got taken when I was about 11, I think, and it's on a caravan site that we were on holiday at. And I'm not kind of front and centre, I'm sort of in the middle distance. And there's caravans surrounding me and like old early 1980s cars and all sort of kind of thing. And all I'm wearing is a small pair of red shorts and nothing else. And I was really no top.
Right.
Nothing else. I was to come out of a swimming pool or something. I don't know, I've been sunbathing. But I got really pale skin. I was a really skinny kid. Yeah. And it's slightly blurred. And it's one of the most sinister photographs you'll ever see.
Is it the sort of thing you'd expect being rostrum cameraed in a documentary about abuse?
Yeah, it's the sort of thing you'd imagine being traded among enthusiasts of that kind of thing. Yeah. It's really horrible. But,
there's got to be a fucking Tumblr or whatever of shit 80s photographs, and that's the theme. Be. Like, always, when you say you're in the, do you say you're in the sort of middle distance? That's the other thing, is that in most 80s photos, the subject's in the middle distance. Yeah, it's never quite right where they are. They're always standing just like in a way where they're not far enough away for it to be spectacular, but not close enough for you to make out any features.
It's that usually so they can get the scenery in as well. Go on, stand a bit further back. I'll get the scenery in.
I want to get that hill in.
Background in.
If you stand a bit to the left, I can get that hill and that tree in. And then when we get back, we can show our friends the hill and the tree that we stopped near when we were on holiday.
God, when I was really young, it was my granddad actually. My granddad used to take photographs, but he'd get them back as slides.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't get them back as
and then you had to go around and watch a slideshow.
And he had a slide projector and a pulled-down white square screen to project them onto.
Yeah.
So we'd look at the holiday photos on slides.
That's a classic sort of, oh, no, Granddad's got the slideshow.
Oh, I used to love it. It was like going to the cinema in the house.
Well, I have it with my...
They go through all the old photographs.
My mother-in-law is a keen traveller. Very keen traveller. Right. Like, she's in her late 70s, but like last year she went to Uzbekistan. She goes on these sort of like really like adventurous holidays into like, you know, obscure places, and she doesn't...
The sort of holidays that get advertised in the back pages of the Observer Sunday magazine.
Yeah, she'll go on tours. She goes on tours. She gets I think it's Wanderlust magazine or something like that, Lonely Planet.
Yeah, she's a traveller, not a tourist.
Exactly that, yeah. And she goes, and there are these tours, and it's very sort of austere. You stay in kind of hostels in bunk beds and that. She loves it, and she's a keen photographer as well as a keen traveller. But the problem is, she comes back from this thing, right, and she'll have like 1 million photographs, yeah. And but what she does is, when we were younger, you'd go round and she'd have prints, and so you'd kind of be able to swerve it because she'd have to get the prints out, and you'd But then she started having them on her laptop now. But you only had to worry if you were there. Do you know what she does now? She takes her iPad with her everywhere, right? Yeah. And literally at the drop of a hat, out it comes. And if you, like at Christmas, she came with me round to my brother's, and there was it's a mix and match sort of family situation on Christmas Day. So that everyone's got different in-laws there and that, and you're all mucking together. Great, really nice. But I was like, oh no. I clocked her handbag as soon as she fucking came round, right? And I thought, there it is. She's brought the fucking iPad. And I know why, right? And literally, I introduced her to my brother's mother-in-law, who's also there. And within fucking 1 minute maximum, she's gone, oh, I went to Uzbekistan last year. Want to see the photos? Bang! Out it comes. Half an hour. Bang, bang.
What are you going to say? What can you say to that? I went to Uzbekistan last year. Do you want to see the photos?
No, fuck that.
Nah, you're all right.
It's fucking Christmas. I want to watch the Raccoons Christmas special, you cunt. Look at pictures of you up a fucking mountain in the middle of nowhere. She used to go all the time to China because she's also a keen potter, right? So she's well into the ceramics and all of that.
The pottery scene.
Yeah, she's into the pottery scene, which I used to laugh at, but now I'm quite into her pottery scene. Like, it's funny as you get older.
Yeah.
I used to be like, fucking pottery. What's she going on about pottery all the time? Why aren't she into just going down the pub and up the football like I am? That's a proper life.
Drags instead.
Right. And now I'm like, can I look at your potting shed? Can I have a go? Right. I really like all that pottery stuff. But have
you had a go?
Nah,
have you done it?
My kids have, but I just know I'd be shit. I'd fuck it up. I'd cause chaos and mayhem because I'm too clumsy for the pottery scene. But I like her.
Calm
I like her work. Do you know what I mean? And it's quite interesting. But anyway, because of that, mainly, she used to go to China, but she'd go on like ceramics and textile tours in fucking weird. Like there's places in China that you've never heard of, but that are bigger than fucking France. But it's just a town. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how big China is. You go, oh yeah, there's a village that's like 1,000 miles away from Beijing. Its population is 70 million. You've never heard of it because it's just, by China standards, it's fucking obscure.
Regular.
It's their fucking 15th biggest town, right? Anyway, she'd go around all these different villages and meet people and look at their pots and all that. But she'd meet like kids, little kiddies, little Chinese kids. And that's not racist. They were just kids from China. You can call them
China.
You can call a kid from China Chinese kids.
You can. Just about. Yeah.
Right. And they were. That's what they were. I'm telling you straight. They were Chinese kids. But these were people living.
It sounds wrong.
It does. Yeah.
Sounds
That's
really
what I
wrong.
have to say. Look, let's be real. They were Chinese kids, and they were. If she'd gone to France and I said, she met French kids, you'd be fine with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was very rural kind of community. And a lot of them were dressed in quite traditional Chinese wear. They're not wearing Nike hoodies and all the rest of it, right?
Right, yeah.
They were wearing like Chinese traditional get-up, Yeah. And they were very sweet kids. So
that's not racist.
It's not racist. They had traditional gear on,
Tradition.
Right? That was their culture.
If it was me or you wearing it.
If it was, then that would be a bit racist, especially if we were doing accents and all the rest of it. But none of that was going on. So she took some pictures of them. Lovely, why not? Interesting. The problem was, this is when, like, my good wife and her brother were still sort of like in their 20s. She came back, right, and she was so pleased with these photos of these Chinese kids that she got them printed up, and then she got them framed. And all over her house, she had just framed pictures of these anonymous Chinese kids. But then one day I said, it's funny, isn't it? You ain't got any pictures of your own kids, only of these Chinese kids who you don't know and you don't even remember the names of, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I just like it. I said, yeah, you like it, don't you? You like it more than your own kids. The old fucking house is covered in pictures of Chinese kids in frames. And if I was your kids, I would not be happy. It was a wind-up, and it worked because they were fuming about it for years. And only in recent years as she started, like, basically addressing it and putting... She didn't take the pictures down, the Chinese kids. She begrudgingly put a few pictures up of her own kids in frames to sort of redress the balance a little bit.
In sort of lesser locations in the house.
Yeah, just sitting around in the house or out in the street, like in like the high street.
No, I mean like in the house itself.
Like in the fucking downstairs toilet, not pride of place above the fireplace. The Chinese kids have still got that. And I wouldn't mind, but I go, hey, they're nice Chinese kids you got over there. And she goes, yes, thank you. And I go, yeah, mate, them when you're on your pottery tour, did you? And she goes, yes, that's right. And I go, yeah. And then I always go, what are their names then? And she goes, pardon? And I go, what are their names, them Chinese kiddies? And I'm thinking, she's going to make up a Chinese name. Like, oh, what, Xing Pao, right? And she goes, I don't know, I can't remember. You can't remember their name? You got them fucking, that's an expensive frame you got up there. That's above the fireplace. You can't have a picture of people above the fireplace you don't even know their name. Oh, it doesn't matter. Fucking does. It's weird.
What would be best would be if the pictures that she put up of her kids had been ones that she'd taken after you'd said that and had just been like candid ones that she just took when they didn't realise they were being photographed.
Really quick.
Of them just sitting around.
A quick snap, an unflattering profile of them
from
watching
the side
telly.
on or something like that.
Watching telly in a tracksuit with some stains on. Yeah, that'll do. I'll put it in a clip frame. I got a clip frame from IKEA.
Yeah, you happy now, dickhead?
I know their fucking names. I know them all too well. I'm sick of fucking saying them. Give me a traditional Chinese kiddie any day, whether I know their name or not. Polite, beautiful, good with their hands,
Yeah, we kind of ran out of time, but we haven't got this email read out yet from
Let's
Dan.
have it read before we go.
No, we'll do it next week.
Okay.
We'll do it next, because if we start reading it, stuff's going to jump out of it, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we'll be here all day. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. We can't just read it and leave it. It's not our style.
No, you can't just read a cold email out.
No, it's not our style. It's not the way we. It's not the way we pod.
Nah. All right, thanks then. We'll try and get back to rabies next time, but it's been a nice diversion.
It has.
I've enjoyed myself. That's the main thing. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.
All the best. Goodbye.